Hey, what's going on, beautiful jellyfish? It's Tracy. Thanks so much for taking a little bit of time today to hang out with me. I really appreciate it. Today, we are going to be talking about Modern Horizons 3, or as I've been calling it, Commander Horizons 3. I thought about doing a whole video about how, like, every product just truly is a Commander project, and going through the set being like, who on earth runs this in Modern? And that's an idea that I had, and I've had for a while, so if you guys are interested in seeing that as, like, a video concept, definitely let me know, and I would love to go on a real talk with y'all to chat about that, because it's a multifaceted thing, and I really don't want to get into it here. We are talking about Modern Horizons 3, and this set didn't have two cards that I was a little surprised that it didn't, and I was really hoping on getting reprints in here. The first card was Winds of Abandon, and the reason why I'm saying this, it's a very selfish reason, is because it's the whiteboard wipe, and it was printed in, I believe, no, it was Modern Horizons 2, and it's only ever been printed there, I believe, and it's like a $10 or so foil, and I was really excited about it because it's one of the last foils I need for Avacyn, so I was being really selfish. Hello, cat. So anyways, that was my selfish reasons. The other card was Prismatic Vista, which I was really surprised about. Overall thoughts on the set. There's some cards in here that I am really excited about, and there's obviously stuff like good enough for me to film a video about it and talk about a couple of exciting things and a couple of cards that are like exciting cards to get reprinted. Overall, this is not a set designed for me. I'm a Commander player. I don't care about Modern. I don't know what cards are being used in Modern, so it's like just not a set that's like like that. So I do have a couple of cards though that I am for sure picking up, including my long list of fetchlands, because do we just start there? I mean, I feel like that's a really simple way to start the video, but I mean, it's like the thing that the people care, the people, you people, me as a person, care probably the most about are the fetchlands getting a reprint. Got our beautiful fetchlands over here. I'm really excited about these. I kind of was talking about this for a while, but I had been waiting on these to get a reprint for a while because Paul and I, this was literally 3 years ago. This was 3 years ago when Paul and I went on our honeymoon. We had gotten ourselves the extended border foil ones of the fetchlands, and I had been waiting on them to get a reprint so I could get them to match. I've been really into my things trying to match these days, y'all, and that was my thing. And so for ladies, for example, I've had like 5, and then, I need the other 5, obviously. So I think I need like... which one of these is it? I think it's the Windswept Heath that I actually need 3 of. That's right now. I haven't gone through all my Commander decks to see like where I'm at and like what I need, but these are obviously like a hot ticket item, the thing that probably most everybody wants out of this set, something that I'm really excited about. There is actually a pre-release event for this set. I don't know if y'all know that, and I was shocked to hear that was like a thing that was out. This set has also had a lot of weird stuff with spoilers too. There's a lot to unpack here. There's just so many things. I don't think I can talk about all those, but anyways, so yeah, and this is a hot ticket item for sure. So anyways, yeah, these are cool. And then we have, Eldrazi Winter, because, yeah, I guess we're doing Eldrazi Winter again. I don't personally really care. I know that Paul is really excited. Paul has Eldrazi, and he built it with the, I always forget the name of the commander. I always want to call it Zopendrill, and it's not Zopendrill. I know Zopendrill. It's a different card, but it's that the Eldrazi commander deck came out, and then Paul built it, but then, like, the problem with it was that, like, Brad built it, and then Jorge built it, and then Ruben built Eldrazi, and so Roberto has it. So like all of my friends just have an Eldrazi deck, and Paul's like, well, I don't want to do that. So Paul made his very different, which was really cool, and like full respect that Paul like did that. So anyway, so he's really excited about the set, and there's a lot of stuff that he's excited about. The other thing has been like the commander decks too have been, I'm getting off on tangents. Okay, let's chat about cards I'm excited for. Okay, the first card, or I guess the fetch ones we already talked about, but the first one that I'm excited about is Recruiter of the Guard. And one reason I was really excited about this is like, again, I'm fascinated by like price histories and reprints and like when cards show up and when they've last been reprinted. And Recruiter of the Guard has always been a really interesting card because it was printed in Conspiracy, and Conspiracy Take the Crown are really cool sets. The thing about them is that they're kind of mechanic is like the draftability of it. The downfall is the draftability of it. So it's one of those things where it's like, I feel like a lot of people don't see the value in those sets because it's like, okay, but it's about the draft experience. And if you don't want to draft it, it's like, a lot of people just don't care about it. I think taking out that draft as a thing, I think that those sets are very well crafted. I don't think they were well received, so I don't envision them ever doing Conspiracy 3, which kind of bums me out. I mean, because like I feel like we got really awesome, like we got Marchesa and like a bunch of really awesome cards from there, and I find a lot of those sets, a lot of those cards in there are really expensive. So seeing Recruiter of the Guard was really cool, and I think I talked about this in I don't remember if I talked about this. Sometimes I just like have thoughts and I'm like, okay, but like, did I say that thought, or did anybody hear the thought that was in my head, or did I actually say it? And Recruit of the Guard is really interesting because the conspiracy foil of it, this is a different art, was like over $100 because it was just, again, it was a smaller set. Not a lot of people, I think it was smaller and not a lot of people opened it. It just wasn't as like well received, well liked. So it was kind of just interesting. I honestly think that would be a really fascinating box to open. I just think it would be, there's just so much cool stuff there. So anyways, I'm really excited about Recruiter of the Guard. In terms of like, sometimes too, like even if I don't have a card that I necessarily need it for, it's just cool to see these cards getting a reprint because there's a chance that I might need this in a future deck. This card was always on my list of like a possibility to get for Marchesa, but again, the foil had just always been like really expensive. So with that being said, I do need to do a count on my deck to see, because it's toughness. So this card and I'm picturing the art right now, Imperial Recruiter are very similar. And I actually have Imperial Recruiter on my list to get, and Recruiter of the Guard is I want to say it's going to be on my list for Marchesa, but I don't know if it's like, if I need it for that because of the toughness. What is it, toughness 2 or less? I have to do a little bit of a count. So anyways, this is cool. I'm excited about this, and again, I like that history, like learning about like the card getting reprints and stuff. It's always very fascinating to me. Okay, the next card I'd like to talk about is this card here, Layla the Blade Reforged. Layla is really cool. My friend Roberto has this card, and I've seen the power that this card does. And if you have not been keeping up with me, you might not know, but I built a mono red deck. And if you had asked me about this, and guys, I keep thinking about the comment that I made in one of my decluttering videos where it was like, I was like getting rid of my foil Valakut, and I was like, yeah, because like, what am I going to build a mono red deck? And I'm like kicking myself for getting rid of the Valakut foil because it'd be so perfect. Anyways, so by the way, I have tested the deck. I've only played it 2 times so far. I actually won my second game with it, which was absolutely wild. I had like an insane game, guys. I was with Hamelback Goliath. If you don't know that card, please go look it up and please go buy yourself one. It's like 20 cents and you get the foil for like 50 cents. I ended up killing my friend Lindsay with it. It was a very satisfying win. Anyways, and one thing that I want to do with the deck and the way I want to improve it, because I am somebody who, like, when I build my deck, the reason that it takes me so long to do deck techs and the reason why it takes me so long to, like, you know, make the deck is because I want to get the deck as like good as I possibly can, so that way when it like hits the ground running from the gate. So like I played it and I was like, okay, these 4 cards I want to take out, and like that might not seem like a big deal, but I'm like, okay, 4 cards are out the door. And I did purchase all the cards that I need to replace, which is really exciting. And one of my thoughts behind the deck and what it needed more of was it needed more creatures, and it also needed like lower CMC creatures. So Layla fits that bill perfectly. She's been printed a couple times. Her foil's about like $5, $6, $7, so it's nothing like crazy. At least I believe that's the last I look at it. But I'm really excited for her. You know, she's got haste, which I love. I have a lot of ways to give haste in Karlach, but when she attacks, you exile the top card of your library. You can play that card this turn. I will say, I have the I forgot the name. I'm picturing, is it Tavern Brawler? It's the why am I also blanking on the name, but it's the partner card, but it's like the enchantment. I forgot what that's called, but you can run it with the commander. Anyways, so I run that background. I have the background in her. I think it's Tavern Brawler, but it's the one where if your commander is there, you get to exile the top card of your library, and then you can play it, and then your commander gets +X+O until end of turn, where X is that CMC, which is really good to make Karlach bigger. Anyways, it's a great card. But what I really like about that is I like that aspect of the exile and then playing from those cards. It's not something that I had seen other people do it, but I hadn't done it myself. So when I first got the chance and the taste of it, I was like, I really like this sort of thing. It's like Red's kind of like card advantage, and I really liked it. I don't know why I was like a little nervous about it. I like wasn't sure if I was gonna like it, but I do really enjoy it. So I'm really excited about this. And then I forgot to read the rest of her, but whenever one or more cards are put into exile from your library and or your graveyard, put a plus muscle counter on her. Yeah, it's just a really cool card. I'm really excited about her. This is like one of the top cards that I am going to pick up, and I'm very excited about it. Another red card is Cursed Mirror, and this card, again, I'm very fascinated by like reprints and stuff. This card's actually been printed a ton. The thing about it is that there's a different art that got in the Doctor Who, I believe, and I actually prefer this art. And this card is awesome. Like, it does everything I feel like that I want it to do. It's a mana rock, which I love, and at ETBs, you may have it become a copy of any creature on the battlefield and it gains haste, which is so incredibly cool. So I can make a copy of my thing, I can make it a copy of someone else's big thing, and then go and smack with it, which is great. And then I'm just left with that mana acceleration. Like, it's just such a cool card. I've really enjoyed that. I have a couple of I don't really have like any copy cards in Karlach, but I have a couple of like gain control cards. It's just really cool. I'm really excited about this. I'm really excited about this as a reprint. It's not a very expensive card, I don't think. I think it's like a handful of dollars, but anyways. So too, yeah, if I'm cursoring through cards and I'm not talking about them, it's not to say that I don't like them. Like, Toxic Theology is a really cool reprint. This new Swan Song thing, this Strict Serenade, so cool. This card, Warren Soul Trader, oh my gosh, so cool. Orpheomancer, you guys know I love Orpheomancer. It's a great card. Just because I'm not talking about these cards it doesn't mean that I'm not excited about them. This like Eldrazi Fairy made me laugh. I don't know why. I just think it's like very comedic. Anyways, so that's kind of it for that sort of section. And then we're gonna chit chat about the medallions getting a reprint. And so these are really awesome cards. I feel like the best case scenario for me in Commander is to run them in the mono red deck, a mono color deck. I have the Pearl Medallion in Avacyn, which, by the way, the borderless Pearl Medallion is honestly stunning, guys. And I have from Commander Masters or Commander Legends, I actually got this art, which is really pretty as well. I got the foil of this, but I'm so tempted to buy that borderless foil. I don't need it because I don't know what I do with the regular Pearl Medallion, and I would never build a mono white deck again. I don't envision myself doing it unless it was totally different from Avacyn. But anyways, I'm really excited to see the reprints. Yeah, they did a really great job with the borderless stuff. There's some really cool stuff. But anyways, the Ruby Medallion, really, really excited about it. It was funny because when we opened that box, we ended up getting like 2 non-foils, which was really cool. But again, like, it's just a very specific card. And like, after me now having me gonna get the foil, I don't need 2 non-foil Ruby Medallions. Like, that just, I'm never gonna build 3 mono red decks like me. But here's the thing is, like, I was like, guys, I'll never build a mono red deck, and here we are. But I don't envision myself doing it. I don't know enough red cards even now. I don't know what I would fill the void with. But anyways, I am gonna pick this up. I don't know what version I'm gonna pick up. Like I said, the borderless versions of these are really pretty. Sorry, don't mind Zelda. She's like living her actual best life. Yeah, a couple more highlights. Urza's Incubator is really cool. Winter Moon is also really cool. I did think about putting Winter Moon in Hilda because it's very thematic, but it's players, and Hilda's not this type of tap, so it doesn't fit. Okay, let's talk about, I think the card I'm like, I don't know if I've seen the most, Junk Diver. I'm so excited about this, and I actually haven't talked to you guys about this project, but you'll get a little sneak peek in this video, is that I'm actually going to be changing Alila and making it my artifact deck, which I've always wanted an artifact shell, and I feel like I've tried with Brea, actually, who's also getting a reprint, which is funny, to make artifacts work for me. It just hasn't, and I think I just needed a more dedicated shell for it. And I do love Alila, like, I love fairies. It's just a very fun thing, and the deck just wasn't really sitting at the power level that I kind of wanted it to, so I'm just going to undergo some tweaks for it, and this is like the perfect candidate for a card. So the thing that's really interesting about Junk Diver is, I was looking it up, is it got printed. It was Commander 2014. It was another Commander product. And so non-foil, no foils there. And then it was Urza's Legacy Destiny, guys. I don't know. Any of those Urza's, I can keep track. But anyways, so moral of the story is that Urza's one, the foil is like $60, which makes sense. It's an older foil. Foils are harder to come by. Back in those sets, like now foils are much more abundant in a pack, your likelihood of opening in a foil. And so it's also an older set, whatever. And so Paul actually owns one. And it's funny because I asked him, like, I was like, hey, like, guess what the foil junk diver is from that Urza set? And he's like, oh, like, what did he say? He's like, I think I got mine for 20. When I told him that it was like 60 now, he was shocked. It's a great card, don't get me wrong. But this is definitely going in that Alila shell. And I think like seeing this get a reprint was just kind of like, like Alila's been like sitting on my bookshelf and I haven't played her in a really long time, and I've just been like, it's on the stuff to do, you know what I mean? But it is like it's just, when am I gonna do that, you know? And I think too, like, my other thought was like, I'm very strategic about like what cards I buy, and like it's not a process that truly probably makes sense to anybody else, but it makes sense to me. And I think like getting the cards for that and figuring out what I want to do, I think I'm also just feeling really overwhelmed because I feel like there's so many things that I could do, and I don't feel like I actually have a lot of slots, because the problem is too is like the deck was like mostly fully foiled, and then I feel like I'm taking out a lot of those foil enchantments that I like spent money on. That's like just kind of like a bummer that I feel like I can't really repurpose and reuse. So just kind of like, these are all first world problems, but you know, it's just kind of like a weird situation. The deck's in a really weird spot right now. So anyways, I'm excited about those changes. I just need to sit down and like actually make those changes. But anyways, Junk Diver is on the list. This is a great reprint. Like this card was like a really solid inclusion and like just such a great thing. Worn Power Stone was also a cool reprint too. I think I need a foil one of those. What do I need it for? I don't know. You tell me. You probably can't tell me because you probably don't know. What do you guys also think about this island? The pink is really throwing me off. I don't know if that makes sense. Like I like pink. I don't know. It's kind of throwing me off. So I've kind of been talking a little bit about AC undergoing some changes, and I sometimes get like a lot of comments about updated deck techs. I am going to do AC this year though. I will tell you guys, I'm going to film that soon. I don't know when it will be up. It'll be up in the next couple weeks, but I'm really excited about it. And it's undergoing a couple of changes. It's got a couple of new cards in there, which I'm really hyped about, and a couple of new what's it called? Creatures. So I made the deck more creature heavy. I took out a lot of like the blue like control cards and just didn't really want to do that. So made it more creature heavy. And one of the cards that when I was looking at this was like, oh my gosh, I forgot about this card, is Apex Devastator. This card is so cool. It was in a Commander product, and I think that's why I like forgot about it and was like, oh my gosh, this card is so cool. And it's expensive, like the non-foil, because it was only like that Commander product. It's like a $20 or $30 card. So this card is coming in foil. I forgot what type of foil they said that it was. It was like different. It was like a different sort of thing. Anyways, I'm really excited about it. I don't really know how they do the Commander products, and what I mean by that is like, why are some cards foil, why are some cards not? I really don't understand it, guys, but I was really excited to see Apex Devastator get a reprint because this card's just hilarious. So the other thing too that I want to say about this card is it's very like chaosy, and I really want my Multicolor of Madness deck to give the Cascade like vibe, but I don't know. And like, I'm sure I will have cards in Aragorn the Uniter that are, because that deck's still on the table, like that are Cascade, but like I don't know if I want to also put this in that build because it's green and the whole point of the deck is to be Multicolor of Madness. But at the same time, it's like, I feel like it fits really well in there because it cascades 4 times. I feel like this card is just absolutely obscene. It doesn't have like the trample or anything like that, but just I feel like capitalizing off of this is so cool. I think that I have one card. I do have like 2 cards that will not go off with this, which is going to be, well, okay, I should rephrase because it's non-land. So I do have some instants and I do have some sorceries, but my thought is like I could get all those other creatures. I cannot get my Galta, if I'm remembering correctly. No, Galta is 8 mana? Hold on. I just looked up Galta, the one that I have, and it's 8 mana, which I thought that card was more expensive in terms of CMC. So this card can cascade into Galta, which is so crazy. Which Galta is like one of my bigger things because it's like a 12/12 with trample, which is so wild. Then it puts all the creatures but I think you have to cast it, so that wouldn't work. But even just getting that for free from this Cascade is so wild to me. And then there's the instants that it wouldn't hit, and the sorceries and things like that. And then I also have like my X spell, which honestly, guys, I might even just take out. I might even take out a Blue Sun Zenith. I might take Blue Sun Zenith out, not because I don't love Blue Suns. I love Blue Sun Zenith. It's like one of my favorite blue instants. But I just feel like I'm trying to do more creature stuff. And this is a really great card. So I'm really excited about this card. I cannot wait to pick it up. This card I'm really, really excited for, and I feel like it just really fits AC and like the vibe I'm going for. So I can't get the non-lands, but I can get all those creatures. And who knows, like it might not work, but I feel like I could definitely put this somewhere else, guys, because it's just a fun card. So another card that's also really cool is this Final Act card over here, which is really fun. A lot of people are saying that this is Farewell, like the Black Farewell. It's not. I can understand why people are saying that. This is just what she does, guys. Like, also just, it's just her life is just back and forth. Okay, so it's not. It's Destroy, Farewell's Exile. And this to me, I feel like, because it doesn't have like the artifact or enchantment or anything like that, I just think makes this card a little weaker. I think the other thing is like battles. Guys, like, does anybody in your play group play with battles? Like, please tell me. I think I've seen one battle in my whole Magic career time. I forgot what battle it was. It was fine. But like lose all counter. I don't know. I just don't see, like, to me, I feel like it just doesn't do enough, I think, for it. And I think, like, well, it's like, okay, well, it's like a better Damnation, because, like, Damnation is only creatures for 4 mana, but that's, like, they can't be regenerated, which, honestly, like, might be relevant. And here's the other thing, is, like, Planeswalkers, I also think is helpful, but I just don't know if this card is, like, enough. Let me know what you guys think. I mean, I just feel, you know. Anyways, so... also Esper Sentinel is another really cool one. I was excited about this, and I think, honestly, guys, like, this is a maybe for my Leela deck, because I just don't know if I'm going to have room, and I don't know if I have the slots, and I don't know if I'm going to need the card draw right now, which I know sounds so wild. You're like, Tracy, how could you not need the card draw? I feel like I actually had so much in Leela, and, like, I needed to, like, tone it down a little bit because I literally had too much. I know that sounds crazy, but it was a thing. Anyways, so yeah, they're doing so many of the different types of cards, which is why too it's just so hard to keep up with, like, the different versions of that. I will say a lot of these. Which ones are these? I don't know what these are. A lot of these I'm really not a huge fan of. I don't know, just something about the colors. Like this, like, orangey color. I'm sorry, I just do not like it. But this Kalia the Vast, that's a stunning card, man. I don't know why she's got angel wings, though, because she's a human, but I'll let it slide. Anyways, yeah, these are really, really, really stunning. Like, oh, this Flare of Denial, too, is so pretty. Just some really, really cool stuff. This, too. This is, like, Flare of Duplication. What a fun little thing that they're doing here. Yeah, this Pearl Medallion. This is what I'm talking about, guys. Like, that is a beautiful card. Like, you can't tell me that that's not beautiful. These other ones are also really cool, too. That Sapphire Medallion is also really stunning, but that Pearl Medallion, she is beautiful. And I think these are the fetch lands that we're going to get. I think these are the borderless ones, because those will match the other ones that we have, so... This card's also really cool, Harbinger of the Seas. I feel like they've been printing some decent merfolk lately. I still don't regret taking out my... Oh, no, I'm sorry, it's these. These are the ones that we're going to get. So these are a little different from these. These are the ones that we're going to get that are the borderless lands, I'm pretty sure. I don't know, I have to look up the names. There's borderless, like, foil edge. It's just, there's so many things, guys. This card's also really cool. This Uma, Queen of Vesuva. So cool. It was funny, I, like, said to my friend Brad, I was like, do I need another, queen deck? And he's like, absolutely. I have 3 queen decks. I don't think I will. Oh, this card also too, this King Among Bears, hilarious. This was El Schnorn. That's a funny little combo. I really enjoy that. That is so funny. I don't have a place to put that. I could put the bear card in tokens, but I just don't think that's what I want to be doing. Like, I could, because then my tokens would get a little bit bigger. I just don't think that's something that I need to be doing. But anyways, yeah, guys, I would really like to know what cards you guys are excited about. And also let me know, like, the format of this type of video. I don't know if necessarily matters for y'all, seeing the cards like visually. I think like this way I feel like I get to talk about a couple more heavy hitter cards that I'm like, oh, this is cool, even if I don't necessarily need it, because I obviously am looking at this with a very narrow lens of like, you know, you go into a set looking at what do I want out of the set, where I think like sometimes it's like, okay, but like what are the best draft cards, like what are the best limited cards, like what are the best modern cards, like whatever. So it's just like, I feel like I'm looking at this from like, okay, these are the cards that I need for my commander decks. Like, you know what I mean? Like, sure, one of these is cool, but like I don't need it personally. So that's kind of like the lens and the kind of like the view that I feel like I kind of take, and I feel like I get to talk about a couple cards and like talk about a couple of the arts and stuff like that more this way, where I feel like if I'm with my camera this way, I don't feel like I get to do that as much. So I think I kind of prefer this format personally. That's just my thing, but let me know what you guys think. And I would really like to know what you guys think. Are you guys going to the pre-release? Like, I think this one is more expensive. I think last time we went to the pre-release, y'all, I think it was, God, I want to say it was like $35, maybe $40. I feel like it was $35. I have a pretty distinct memory of it being like $35. That was the last pre-release we went to was, God, what last came out? Thunders of Outlaw Junction. We went to the Thunders pre-release, and that was really fun. And yeah, we were considering getting a box, but I just don't think there's enough in this set that I want. And I think like I don't want to like open a box and then just like take like 90% of it to Card Kingdom. Like that's just not something I want. And I feel like because my list is decent, but it's like I need like multiple copies of those fetch lands. But I also need the specific ones, you know what I mean? And not to say that like fetch lands would be used in our house. Like it's not like fetch lands are going bad here, you know. We're using the fetch lands for something, because Paul's gonna build another 5-color deck, you know, at some point in his career. So we're gonna, you know, have that, which is so fun because all 5-color decks are just so different. It's just so fun. But anyways, so that is it. I would like to go to this pre-release. I think they're $50 this time, which makes more sense because these sets tend to be the packs and stuff just are more expensive, but I'm pretty sure the game store that we're going to is going to be like $50 a person. So, but I am excited about it. We're gonna do like the Saturday because I like the idea of Friday pre-releases, but I don't like having to stay up until like midnight because I just want to be in bed by 9 p.m. So thank you very much. Okay, that is it for the set. Please let me know what cards you guys are excited about, and yeah, that's it for me. Bye.